Hello there friends, this is Grace and welcome to my 2007 craft room tour. So I am just going to pan out just a little bit here. My camera is on a tripod, but I'm moving it just a tad so you guys don't get dizzy. And cleaned it up, applied some of that KonMari method in my purging and organization, and I will share with you what it looks like now. If you have not seen my craft room tour, I believe it was 2006, then I will make sure to link that in the description below so you can see the full of it. So basically my room is about, I want to say 10 by 10, and it has closets. So the floor space is not totally 10 by 10, but it is a square room. And I'm going to share with you, I'm spinning, hope it's not too fast for you. So this is the door. Let's start here. And I still have my storage here, which is a shoe rack that I got at Goodwill. So it's supposed to have, let's move that. It's supposed to have prongs right here and right there, but it doesn't have it when I bought it. I guess I should make one since it's getting really heavy. So it just kind of closes it on itself. But it has all of my punches, well, most of my punches anyways. It has border punches and different shape punches and whatnot. So that's where I store my punches, and this is the door. My room is in the basement. And then I have some items, projects that I have made that I put on display there. And this little area here used to have tons and tons of boxes because I used to ship a lot of my projects because I did publications. And so I was not able to open up this door all the way, but now I can. So that was really good. And then this little caddy right here is, so those two bottom ones hold projects that I have made. Most of these projects are for decorations, holiday decorations, and then also some like little boxes for gifts that I make for design team projects. And then this one right here, this has all of the items that I want to eventually turn into projects, into altered items and decorations and whatnot. So before I did this last purge, this was really full, and but because of the KonMari method, I was able to really ask myself if I'm ever going to be able to get through that project that I wanted to do with that. And so half of the items that I had here have been taken out and just donated to Goodwill for somebody else to do or to make. And then I was really brutal as well with all of these projects that I had. I only kept the ones that I really like and that I actually use to decorate my home or to use for gift giving. But a lot of the items that I had stored prior, I tossed it because I just had way too many things. And I'll explain some of the things that I've learned when I used the method for purging in another video. So this closet right here just holds a lot of like family and home stuff. So I'm not going to open that up, but it has some extra purses and extra clothes and suitcases and things like that. So that's what that is in there. And then this area right here, I did, or I still do because I still have the business, but I don't do them as much anymore. But I have a photography business, and I specialize in newborn and high school graduations, and so these are all my newborn props. It actually, there was a lot more baskets, and the baskets were actually in front of this, and so I couldn't open the cabinet so much, but I pared down a bunch of my baskets since I don't do a lot of this anymore. So I just kept like 3 baskets that I really, really love, and that would also be useful even if I've decided that I don't want to do newborn photography anymore. I can use those in my home. So those are the only ones that I kept. That one is my white backdrop for my pictures, and then this one holds the stand for when I do my backdrop. So that's that. And then I have a chalkboard right here that I used to really use for jotting down things, but because I can't get to it anymore, that's just there. And then we move over here. So this white shelf used to hold a bunch more scrapbook items. Now this first, second, and third tier just has empty baskets, so empty storage, that because I got rid of a lot of stuff, so those are just empty. And then these 2 things are my daughter's, and I am letting her purge that because I feel like she needs to take accountability of her stuff, and so she's going to do that. So basically this thing can be pulled out of my scrapbook room because it's not it's not housing any of my scrapbook items there, but I'm just going to leave it there because I have storage, so when I want to like move things around, I will have storage already. I don't have to buy any more storage containers. And then second, because my daughter still has her stuff there. So that's that. And then that's the windowsill in the background. And that actually used to hold a bunch of different projects, but as you can see, I've cleared a lot of them out as well. Just kept things that are really important to me. So this container is actually, or storage area, it's kind of new to my scrapbook room this year, and this is actually an old microwave stand. I used to have a shoe rack here that's white and just kind of half the size of this white container, but I swapped that out with this, and this is basically kind of like my die cutting card station. So I have my electronic die cut machine there. I have all of my what do you call that, vinyl. I have some vinyl right there, and then I have some cut stuff, like cut files that I've pre-cut is in that folder. These shelves also has some vinyl and all other die cutting paraphernalias. And then this little container has some cuts, because what I do with my die cutting is I do mass cutting. I would spend like a Saturday afternoon and just make a bunch of cuts using scraps or whatever, and so I put them in this little kind of dip container that I got at the Dollar Tree. And then I have some more now. Those 2 iris containers, one of them hold items that I had pulled out to make my baby album, which I need to kind of just pull them apart because I'm done with that album. And then the top one right here, that holds all of the new to me stuff. So when I purchase items, I put them in there so that when I want to work on things, that I would remember to use some new to me items. So that is there. And then on the shelf right here, so this one's extra adhesive. I have adhesive foam and all that extra glues and stuff. And then this one has just some items that I still have on my Etsy shop that I don't actually pay attention to anymore, but that's that. And then this cabinet right here houses all of my card stuff. So my finished cards, my envelopes, stuff like that. So that's all there. And then, so this little corner is still pretty much the same as last time. It has some decorations on the top. These jars right here are all buttons. And then I have this cassette tape holder I got at Goodwill. It houses my big ink pads. They're all labeled, and then some ribbons. So I was really going through a lot of my ribbons, and I decided that I am never going to buy ribbon ever again. I say that now, but yes, I have way too many ribbons and I don't really use them. So this little basket right here is where I store like itty bitty pieces of scraps, because it actually works because my die cut machine is right here, and so I can just pull some stuff out. So it works seamlessly for me. Now this table is one of the very first furnitures that I purchased for my scrapbook room. Oh, maybe like 10-12 years ago. And so now it just houses my sewing machine. Now that We Are Memory Keepers paper rack, I just recently got that at Goodwill. It was like $7 because it has one of the slants has a crack. But I plan on using that to sort projects that I have, like ongoing projects. So that's where I'm going to house. I'm not going to house my papers there because my papers are already somewhere else. But I'm going to be putting like, you know, projects. Like if I have a layout that I want to do, I'm going to put all the items, materials that I want to use for that layout in those specific spots. So I'm happy about that. And then this is my typewriter right here. And before I did the KonMari method, this area right here was full of like boxes and stuff, and I got rid of all that. Okay, and then this is my work table. It's nothing fancy. It's just one of those Rubbermaid 6-foot table, and I've been using that for many years. So I used to have like one of those carry-all things, like it's the carry-all bag that you can use for crops, and that's where I hold all of my items. But I took that and then replaced it with this really cute caddy that I already had, and I put, so all of my essentials are there. Try not to move this too much. But it has all of my well-used items like my punches, my crocodile, my tiny attachers, scissors, rulers, brushes. I got some markers and pens here that I use, my tweezer. So all of that are there. And then I have my baby wipes. I have some tissue. This little caddy holds my eraser and my distresser. This one is one of those blocks, sanding blocks. And then this is my adhesive area. So it has my ATG gun, foam squares. I got glossy accent there, and then tacky glue, some more glue. So all that is our glue stuff. And then these are some other things that I use very often. Like I have a little washi there. I have my date stamp that I always use, and then ink to kind of like distress the sides of my projects. I also have right here the We Are Memory Keepers typewriter ribbon. So I have that. And then I made this little thing at a church function. It's supposed to be like a recipe holder, but I actually put my phone there, like if I want to watch something. So I just set it right there. And then this little blue thing, it holds a little bit of snack and treats. I kind of hide that so that my kids don't find that. But I don't really like eat treats when I'm working. It's like kind of I use that as a bribe for my kids to not touch things or whatever. So I have a little treat bag there. And then I just have a bunch of papers over here. I have Post-its, return address labels. I have my little book of inventory of supplies, and then I have a little lotion there. And then this is a little sorting thing that I have. So in the front I have paperwork, all of my sketches, my if I have any documents that I want to save as far as contracts and things like that. And this is my little clipboard. It has my Excel spreadsheet of all the projects that or scrapbook theme pages that I want to do. It has a notebook right there so I can write things down, and then photo paper, and then the rest of the folders are all for scraps. So my big scraps stay over here, and they're all organized by color. So that's that. And then my heat gun is right there. I'm going to move my chair so you can see. So on the bottom of this used to be really full. But now so these are all finished layouts that need to be, well, that white one is actually empty, but that's where I house all of my finished pages before they go into my album. So that's finished pages, and then 2 plastic bins on the bottom are some school stuff for my kids. I organized them by grade. So I only have 2 because my first 2 kids are the only ones that are in school. My third one is still, I mean, he's only 3, but it has all of like their certificates of, not all of their artwork, just some. And yeah, just all school stuff there. Basically memorabilias. And then these 2 iris containers here have kits. My homemade July kit is in one of those, and then the other one is empty right now. And then this little stool I actually pull out onto the side, so if I want to put, because there's not enough room on my table, but if I wanted to watch something on my laptop, maybe Netflix or YouTube, I just pull that out and that's where I put my laptop. And then this little basket right here holds my paper trimmers. I have a few, and so that's where it lives. And then I have my fancy, well, actually not so fancy, but I just have a bag for trash. So that is half of my room there, and I'm going to show you. So I've had this magnetic sheet for a while now, and I just put some finished pages there. It's my family likes it because then they could see my finished pages right there. And then on the top, so you see this one right here, that's where I put my phone to do the videos, and then I have light right there, so extra light. And then the shelf, I think this is only like maybe a foot in width. And so let's go over here. So I found this spool organizer, and I use that to organize all my washi. So I'm trying to like really limit myself to stay with this washi. No more buying washis because there I have way too many. And so they're organized by color. And then this little caddy right here houses my pens, markers, coloring items. I have my colored pencils right there in those jars as well. And then let me move this so you can see. So this is a tool caddy that I got at what is that store called? Harbor Freight, and it's used to house all of my flowers, but I've really purged a lot of my flowers, so now it holds flowers and chipboard embellishments and acetate and all that good stuff. Now I've yet to label them. Haven't gotten around to that, but I will label them because I need to know what's. I also put my sequins in there, and so yeah, so parts of that are flowers, some leaves, and then I have not enamel dots, but flare badges, chipboard, acetate, sequins, all sorts of embellishments are in there in the containers. Okay, and then over here in that container right here, I have all of my stickles and like little paints. I have all that there. And then in this basket, I have all of my, let me pull them out. Okay, so this basket holds all of my mists, and then my embossing powders, and then also my Nuvo drops. So all that are housed there. I also have my powder thing for embossing there because I figured they all have to be together. And then this little caddy holds some glitter glue and some pearl pens and some glitter. So they used to be, like I used to have this the glitters in a different spot and my stickles in a different spot, and but I just pared them all down, and I made sure that I just kept the ones that I really, really like. So with the mists, I'm not buying any more mist because I don't even use them, but these are all the ones that I've kept. That's it. And then my embossing powders and all that items. So they just hold, this is their home, and if I need to add anything, I need to take out something because I'm not going to expand this area anymore. So I'm just going to leave my video here for today, and then I'm going to do my second part of showing you my craft room tomorrow. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye!